Hi, this is Carrie Cooper for Guitar Centre's Focus on Rock. Now, many musicians will tell you that a great drummer is pretty much indispensable, the absolute foundation of a band's sound. A band with a great drummer has staying power, a literal foundation that can stand a lifetime. Despite drummers constantly being upstaged by their fellow band members, bar a few exceptions such as Metallica's Lars Ulrich or Queen's Roger Taylor, today we've decided to take a closer look at the instrument itself, and one drum manufacturer in particular, Gretsch Drums. With a plethora of accomplished players proud to beat their drums, including Genesis' Phil Collins and Charlie Watts of the Rolling Stones, today we look at how a music-loving company that was established as far back as 1883 has survived and thrived in the instrument business for over 130 years. So the story of Gretsch takes us as far back as 1883 when a young Frederick Gretsch arrived in the US, a musically inclined 27-year-old immigrant from Mannheim, Germany. When founded in 1883 in Brooklyn, New York, the idea had been for the company to make drums and tambourines, as well as banjos, which they did with great local success. But disaster struck in 1895 when, aged just 39, Gretsch fell ill during a visit to Europe and died suddenly, leaving the reins of the company to be picked up by his then 15-year-old son, Fred Gretsch. For a man of such a young age, young Gretsch already possessed a powerful business acumen and drive that would keep the company moving into the future confidently, with a move to a huge 10-story building during his time at the helm. Now, one key innovation during this period was the invention of a revolutionary multi-ply drum lamination process that would present the world with the first ever warp-free drum hoop in 1918. Just 2 years later, Gretsch was recognized as the biggest manufacturer of musical instruments in America. Innovation and their stamp on the drumming world in particular ensued for many years to come, and in 1927 they produced the Gretsch American Drum Series, the first drums produced with multi-ply shells, which would become part of Gretsch's signature sound and remain so to this day. Gretsch artists come with a strong lineage of loyalty to the company's drums, including some of the finest drummers in the world, from jazz to rock. The sound described as instantly recognizable and the craftsmanship classic, though some might describe the golden age for Gretsch as being the 50s and 60s, where the line featured in many an iconic recording. As well as many a jazz endorsement, including Max Roach, Art Blakey and Jimmy Cobb, who's the acclaimed drummer for Miles Davis, rockers were starting to adopt Gretsch drums as their own. Most notably Charlie Watts of the Rolling Stones, who, ever since their first US tour, has played on them for over 50 years and continues to do so to this very day. Now, despite the company being sold to the Baldwin Music Company, Fred W. Gretsch, the nephew of Fred Gretsch Jr., on the very day of the sale, vowed to buy the company back sometime in the future, a promise that would come good in 1985, some 102 years after its founding, and once and for all bringing it back into the family fold. Since establishing a brand new manufacturing centre in Ridgeland, South Carolina, Gretsch have remained at the top of their drum making game. In 2012, they released the USA-made Brooklyn Series drum kit, complete with beautifully finished maple shells, and in 2013 celebrated an incredible 130 years of drum production with its Gretsch Round Badge limited edition kits. Today, the company continues to support developing drummers, all the while striving to maintain consistency and quality for the backbone rhythms of some of the world's favourite bands. This is Carrie Cooper for Guitar Centre's Focus on Rock. Shop for the greatest music gear on earth in store or at guitarcentre.com.